Hello everyone, I am the Balance Keeper and welcome back to Pokémon Violet. Let's go on up here and see what awaits us. That was interesting. Oh. Okay. Oh. Human presence detected within the Zero Lab. Oh, hello. Deactivating sleep mode. Oh. Hello, BK. Thank you for coming. No. Back to your ball. Wow. Okay. That one is far less tractable and far more aggressive than the one you've traveled with. Your Miraidon fled Area Zero because it lost to the other one in a territorial struggle. I'm afraid that there is something for which I must apologize. I'm not the true Professor Turo. Then who are you? I'm an artificial intelligence the professor created, imbued with his memories and knowledge. In short, I am an AI-powered robot. The real professor passed away during the incident that destroyed Research Station 4. The incident? The Pokemon was not to be blamed. It was the original professor who failed to accurately judge its full power. I believe the professor wanted nothing more than for the Miraidon to survive and thrive. That is why he threw himself in front of your Miraidon in an attempt to protect it. Whoa, okay. From the time I first reached out to Director Claval and asked to be put in contact with you, I was never more than an AI. BK, the reason I asked you to come to me is because I have one last thing to do here at the Zero Lab, and I desire your help. In short, I wish for you to put a stop to the time machine the original professor created. Any questions can be addressed as we make our descent. Follow me. Wow. Boost your energy. Okay. This elevator will take us down to the lower level. Step inside. Huh. BK, it truly is a great relief to me that you came. I will answer any questions you have. Is there anything you wish to know? What happened to the real professor? As I explained to you before, the original professor no longer exists. During the destruction of the research station, his physical body received grievous injuries that left it unable to sustain life. I am afraid that this fact may be difficult for his son, Arvin, to accept. I now manage the Zero Lab in the original professor's place. Is there anything else you wish to ask? What is an AI really? An artificial intelligence created by a human being. A computer draws on the original professor's knowledge and memories to calculate all of my thoughts and actions. The results of those calculations are expressed by this mechanical body built to resemble the professor in every way. Humanity does not, in fact, possess the knowledge to develop such a sophisticated AI at present. Ah, but the crystals that make up the Zero Lab have made such a thing possible here. They are also why I cannot leave this place. That doesn't make sense. Because if in order to build the AI, you would use the crystals to augment it, meaning as long as you had crystals within your being, technically, like, because they could just be part of, like, the structure, so that would allow him to move about and still exist outside of the Zero Lab, in theory. But I don't know. What is this time machine? The time machine is a device that the original professor and I worked on together. It sends Pokeballs to a different point on the timeline to catch Pokemon there, and it can then draw them back here to the present. Huh. When he was alive, Professor Turo had a great fascination with Pokemon from another age, what you might call future Pokemon. Even as we speak, the time machine continues to automatically draw future Pokemon to this time. How? It needs Pokeballs. You could just not give it Pokeballs and then it would stop. What is it you really want? The original Pokemon had a... Nope. The original Pokemon. Arceus had a dream. No. The original professor had a dream of a world in which future Pokemon might live alongside present-day Pokemon in harmony. That is not possible because it would destroy the entirety of the ecosystem. So how about no? But these Pokemon have gained a strange power due to their adaptations in the distant future. And this power has proven too terrible. Their very existence brings destruction to the ecological balance of this current age. The original professor would say that such destruction is a natural part of life. No, since you didn't have to bring them here? At present, the barrier around Area Zero is still working to keep the future Pokemon from escaping into the rest of Paldea. But we've begun to see Pokemon appear that can break the barrier, such as Iron Treads. Eventually, they will break free of this walled garden known as Area Zero and run rampant across the Paldea region. And when they do, the rich and varied ecosystem of Paldea will be trampled beneath their coming. I may have been created as a copy of the professor, and yet I cannot seem to find the logic in allowing such a tragedy to occur. But any hope of preventing it would require overcoming the greatest AI that the original professor ever devised. BK, you've become a formidable trainer. Now, use that strength you have gained to destroy the dream Turo once cherished. Ooh. Okay. I appreciate your willingness to help. We've reached the lowest level. Ooh. Little glitchy. We could just use the excuse if it's meant to be like that, because the immense amount of power. Which is a valid-ish thing. Big emphasis on the ish. Behold. This is the time machine we perfected using the power of the Terrastall phenomenon. Technically, it's the energy within those crystals, whatever. Let's not get into the extreme specifics. Huh. I'm just going to say it because no one watches these videos anyways. Spoiler alert, skip ahead a bit if you don't want a spoiler. So in Scarlet, the professor is Arvin's mother. And of course the same AI robot being. But in Scarlet, it's the past that it brings Pokemon from, and here it's the future. So I wonder if we're going to end up seeing in a future game both of them like in a future bound, like a game that's meant like to be placed in the future in world. And same thing for the mom. I forget the professor's name. And I wonder if they're actually going to like show up in like another ancient areas thing, because that would be really cool if they actually do that. Can I glitch up there? Please tell me I can, because that'd be so cool. Dang it. To stop the time machine, you will need to use the professor's ID, which has been embedded within the Violet book. What? It was very like the professor to put the final key we would need in that book of all places. He loved that volume since childhood. If you place the Violet book upon the pedestal here, you will be able to stop the time machine. There's just one issue. If you try to stop the machine, I will most likely attack you. Artificial being that I am, my own desires can be overridden by the system's programming. I mean, as you said, your AI couldn't be created by humans at this point in time, and the crystals make you be able to be this sophisticated. You're definitely going to be able to be sophisticated enough to rewrite your own programming, dude. No lies there. Like, you legitimately could try and rewrite your own programming, and you definitely could. Like, that's using the game's own, like, physics and logic and stuff with that, like, the energy of those terrestrial phenomena crystals and stuff. So you could overwrite the overriding abilities of the system's programming by overwriting the code and stuff. Like, I mean, story. So he quote unquote can't do it, but still. Once that happens, I'm afraid I will become no more than a battle machine, bound to defeat anyone identified as an obstacle by my code. My battling abilities are peerless. They are built upon analysis of all the battles carried out by the various champions of the Paldea region. Having seen the bond between you and your Pokemon, however, I believe you can prevail. Once you have readied yourself for this fight, please place the Violet book upon the pedestal. Ooh. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Okay. I leveled up Annihilate quite a bit and gave them a bit more EVs. Let's see if I can do this. ID confirmed. Professor Turo. Access granted. Initiating emergency shutdown. Access denied. Shutdown command overwritten. Reinitializing. It is up to you now, BK. AI Turo switching to sleep mode, activating offensive protocols. Please, defeat me. At least at last my dream is within reach. And you are not getting in my way. So, how does it just have, like, what? Master Balls? Why? And how? Like, yeah, they can be made, but they have to be, like, exceedingly rare. But the fact that this machine can just poop out a Master Ball is insane. Oink. Oh, hello! I don't know who you think you are, but I'm not about to let anyone get in the way of my goals. Okay. Rage Fist. You imagine you can best the wealth of data at my disposal with your human brain? This is the power of the distant future holds. Splendid, isn't it? Rage Fist. Two down, 4 to go. Great punch. Another one down. That's good. Thorns, no. Three left. Max potion. Okay. Rage Fist. Nice. Iron Hands. Rage Fist again. This is pretty much the strat with Annihilate. Just be able to take a bunch of hits and have them always use Rage Fist. Iron Valiant. Everything is proceeding within my expectations. I'm afraid the probability of you winning is 0. It's so interesting how this Pokemon's obviously supposed to be like similar to like Gardevoir and Gallade, but just combined and techified, I guess robotified or whatever. I wonder if they're actually going to make a Pokemon game that's like held far in the future and have like robotic Pokemon. It'd be probably pretty hard to do, given how this is impossible. Yeah, it might be a bit impossible. Maybe. Whoa. BK. What is this? Did you already beat all the baddies without me? Okay, out with it, you. Who are you really? Thank you for everything. The time machine has finally been stopped. You're really not my dad, are you? Oh, look how big you've grown. So proud of you, Mai. Sorry, we were alone so long, Arvid. The dad? Security system failure. Security system failure. Threat to time machine detected. Whoa, okay. What's going on now? Yeah. Is another army of Pokemon on its way here? It cannot be. An obstacle is preventing the time machine from performing as intended. Activating Paradise Protection Protocol to remove the offending obstacle. What was the keeping the time machine running truly all the professor cared about? Yes, it was. Locking all Pokeballs except those registered to Turo's ID. Wait, what? Program initializing. Gathering Terrastall energy. I'm sorry, children. This is too much for you. You must run. AI Turo disabled. Paradise Protection Protocol initialized. Wow. You are not getting in my way. You are challenged by the Paradise Protection Protocol. That still makes no sense. How stuff like that can happen. Can't battle without a Pokemon on the field. It's true, our Pokeballs won't work. How are we even supposed to battle? You? Swap in? Whoa. Forgot about this. You got this. This is going to be interesting. Meridon, the Garden of Paradise, not the Guardian of Paradise. So, change it to its battle form. Let's go, Meridon. You got this. Let's do Power Gem then. You will fall here within this Garden of Paradise and achieve nothing in the end. You will not be allowed to destroy my paradise. Obstacles to my goals will be eliminated. This looks like it could be bad. Hang in there, BK. The data say I am superior. Fall and become a foundation upon which my dream shall be built. Thank you. Take that hit like a champ. You can do this. I know you can. There we go. Finally. Nice. Whoa. You defeated the Paradise Protection Protocol. We did it indeed. How very astounding to think that you would manage to defy even the original professor's final protections. Are you back to normal? Yes. Completely unforeseen outcome, even for an AI possessing the most sophisticated technology ever conceived. Even on the brink of despair, you children did not give in, and instead you proved your worthiness, showing the wisdom to think for yourselves, the courage to hold faith in your friends, and the fortitude to do what had to be done. No matter how challenging of a future may await you, I believe you will be capable of walking whatever paths you choose for yourselves now, with pride. I thank you, BK. I thank all of you children. But I'm afraid that the time machine cannot be put to a complete stop so long as I am here. It appears I myself am part of the system that ensures the machine reboots when stopped. Huh? What does that mean? I am sorry. You know, when I was watching you all on your adventures from down here, I felt a sense of jealousy. I envied you, your freedom. Oh God, my memory just, oh no. We'll get to that in a moment here. The way that you came together, working in league with your friends and caring for them. The way that you sought strength and to better yourself. Throwing all you are into your battles. The way that you would face down even the greatest enemies to save that which you loved. The way that you never ceased to seek nor to fight for a treasure all your own. And the way that you soared free through the very skies on those wings of yours. In the beginning of the game, he was flying, not gliding. Like a long, long distance, too. Just remember that now. F you, game designers, F you. I wish that I, too, might be as free as you all, free to seek out that which I might treasure, above all else, not bound. Your own treasure. As long as I remain here, the time machine will not stop, for I am inextricably connected to it. So I made a decision. I will use the time machine to journey to the world of the future that I have dreamed of. You can't just leave now, and right when we finally reached you. I'm not going only so that the time machine can be stopped. I also cannot deny my desire to see that future world for myself. Is this what it feels like to have your heart race with the thrill of adventure? Arvin, I am sorry that I kept the truth from you for so long. I inherited all the thoughts and wishes of the professor, and so I understand better than any. Your father truly loved you. You can't just go and say a thing like that now. No, I suppose you're right. I'm sorry. Arvin, Miradon, BK. It is a little sad, but I'm afraid this is goodbye. Farewell, my free adventurers. I bid you adieu. Can we have the book back? Can we have the book? Okay. I guess not. Bye-bye. I guess that logically does make sense. How it wouldn't be all showy and stuff, because it theoretically would just, well, open a portal to the future. A Pokeball, a Master Ball. Oh, duh. That makes sense why. Because a Master Ball would go in, have an infinity percent, not just 100%, infinity percent chance of catching any Pokemon. Then it would come back. So then it would just go back through the portal. So it makes sense that it wouldn't be like extremely showy. How can he just go? Dad. Arvin, how about you just shut up and let him process this? Yeah. Somewhere deep down, I kind of already knew it. I knew that thing was fake, but when it said my name, using his voice and wearing his face, even if it was fake, it felt real, you know? And so sorry. I don't know what I'm saying. That's okay. I guess Miradon is sad too. Oh, but that battle form, how cool is that? It's so strong. If it tries to nudge at me for a belly rub, well, it's huge like this. I seriously think I'm gonna die. You know, let's not skip over the big win here. BK and Miradon saved all of Paldea. That's right. You both did amazing. Thanks, BK. Yeah, that's my bud BK for you. You know, Arvin, even though the professor's gone, I bet he's finally having a real fun adventure of his own in the future. Okay, so in Scarlet, again, a spoiler if anyone watches this, skip ahead if you don't want to know, but if you haven't played Scarlet. But in Scarlet, the professor in that game goes to the past, where their AI could not be working. So I think that if they do that kind of thing, they might end up doing a joint game where like one's in the past, one's in the future, or they'll end up doing like different games or whatever. But this professor goes to the future, whereas AI can actually continue existing and working properly. Huh. So theoretically, we can end up seeing the Scarlet Professor like be deactivated in the past, and the Violet Professor be like walking around and stuff, which would be really cool. Yeah, sorry. What should we do now, BK? Let's head on out. Let's get out of here and make our way home. Let's take the long road home and get a little more fun out of this adventure. I don't really... Sounds great. If we can load up on snacks first, I'm in. Hey, BK, not you too. Oh, right, fine. I guess we're doing this.
You see tonight it could go either way.
Wow.
Hearts balanced on a razor blade. We are designed to love.
The story is interesting and it is fun. I just wish it wasn't accompanied by a lot of just, I don't know if I want to call it game balancing issues or if I want to call it just I guess it's kind of both, honestly, where it's game balancing issues and just not well made decisions. Because it shows that, like, they chose to lower the quality of the textures, lower the quality of the world's geometry, lower the quality of the animation. Well, not the quality, it's not as, like, it's more polygonal than smooth. Instead of prioritizing the full play experience and like changing what they can in the code to make it run more smoothly so it's not as hard on the Nintendo Switch hardware. And there's a bunch of other stuff they could have done. And they just chose to prioritize getting it out on time and getting the money in instead of having a worthwhile experience. I hope that they'll learn and this type of disappointment won't happen again. Not because I hate Pokemon games, that I really do love the story of this game and I love the story of the DLC. It's just, I wish that they had made better choices instead of trying to prioritize like getting it out on time and just getting money from it, because that's pretty much what it sounds like they're doing. If this was like an independent game company, then I'd be like, oh, well, they just needed money so they could continue development. It's Nintendo. They have so many franchises. They have zero excuse. So at this point, they just wanted more money, and they don't do it. It gives an extreme push towards they don't care about the people who play their games, or the end user as it's called, which is it's more than disappointing. It's a shame. I hope that they end up fixing their thoughts on how to develop games, and hopefully they'll do something to apologize to the entire community. Because like, this kind of stuff is just not very acceptable when you're such a massive game developing company that has a lot of experience making games in general. Even if you chalk it up to like, oh, it's a fully 3D engine this time. They had at least 2, technically 3, if you count Sword and Shield separately, and then obviously Pokemon Legends Arceus as well, for quote-unquote practice. But to be honest, if it wasn't ready to be on the Nintendo Switch, it wasn't ready to be on the Nintendo Switch, and they should not have released it. It's surprising, honestly, that they decided to just release it instead of making it better, like fixing. Like I I'm not saying that it wasn't worse before. Like, if it was like how they might have originally wanted it to be, it could have been way, way worse. But something that I have noticed they do in Scarlet and Violet is they have tall grass everywhere, which is a dumb decision because that definitely is going to make it a lot worse. It's going to just tank the performance. So, not great, but oh well. Hopefully they probably just don't care, actually, because it's so blaringly obvious to me that that was not a good move, that it definitely should have been infinitely more obvious to experienced game designers. Like, I'm not the bare minimum, but I'm like a 3 out of 10. If Nintendo's like at a 7, I'd be like a 3. No, Nintendo's like an 8. An 8 of like experience in game design, I guess. Or game development specifically. Calling students to the director's office. Master BK, Miss Nimona, Master Arvin, and Miss Penny. Director Clavel would like to see you in his office. We will go to his office in the next video. If you've enjoyed this one, please click the like and subscribe buttons down below. See you in the next one.